What's going on, folks? I'm out at Cuivre River State Park, and I am on a trail for a 3-day hiking adventure. I don't know where I'm going to end up, so we'll leave that to the mystery. My plan is to get to different campsites, and I'm actually going to set up, and I'm going to venture out from there. But right now, it is shaping up to be a beautiful day. Boogie in the boonie, out in the boonies. So I forgot my trekking poles. So I'm okay. I'm not the happiest. Oh, kill myself. I'm not the happiest camper in the world, but I'm not super upset. This isn't a super aggressive trail. I have my knee braces on, so it'll be okay. It's just gonna suck when it's time to go to sleep tonight. Oh, it's gonna suck trying to set up without trekking poles. The last time I was out here, that was full. That had some water flowing through it. This is a little creek runoff, and it has water flowing through it when it rains. And we hadn't had rain for a couple of days now, which is funny because we've been flooding here for a while. So this is actually one of the first times I've been out here, and it hasn't been really soggy. It's gonna be interesting now. I really have to find springs and things of that nature. I just came across a cat. I got one cat that I know is a cat, and then there's something else out here with me. Interesting. Okay. It's like, I really don't know what that was. I saw one cat. It sounded like it was doing a mating call to another. Then I heard something running away. Hope it wasn't something that was trying to eat the cat. Interesting. Alright. I'll check back in if it gets interesting again. Alright, checking in. I have made it to, I am along the Long Springs Trail, and I'm at the fork in the road. This particular fork, this fork in the road, that fork right there, that is. That fork is continuing on to the yellow trail, which I'm going to come back to. This portion of it goes to Shady 80 Lake. So I'm going to head there. It's really early. It's 1 o'clock now. This is a short trail, so I started out kind of late. It's Friday, so I'm not figuring there's going to be a whole lot of folks out today. So I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm going to go down here to Shady 80, and I'm going to have me an official lunch. And I'm going to hang out down there for a while before I actually go to camp. All right, check in with you. overall, it's a good time. Overall, it's a good time. It's like, what more can I say, right? So it's a good time here down here. A little while ago, I ran into some forest cats, and so I'm looking out for forest cats, and I'm also, you know, just the normal stuff that you usually look out for on a trail, like snakes sunbathing. So tonight's going to be real interesting, I think. And I decided to not make a fire tonight. I decided not to make a fire at all this trip. So we'll see how my decision making with that is going to go. Well, couldn't quite have lunch at Shady 80. Well, I could have, but there was some kids out fishing, making a little bit of noise. And honestly, they were there first, so I'll let them enjoy their beginning of their summer. And I will go somewhere and find some quiet. You can tell where the water travels when it rains. It hasn't rained in a couple of days, so it's pretty dry. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet. That's a bad thing. It's gonna be a bad thing. Oh, I'm gonna have to find water somewhere. Good time. I think I was counting on that to have rain. Every time I come through here, it's like right after it rains. So there's usually a good stream running through there. And in my naiveness, I forget that that's not a guaranteed water source. So, but I think I have to cross a guaranteed water source to get where I'm going. It's been a minute since I've done this. But I can remember the water wasn't that beautiful at all. It was pretty nasty. So my Sawyer filter is going to get some work in today. Got some water. That's that not so pleasant I was talking about. Oh, that is cool right there though. I think I'm gonna go fishing. Had a catch of the day. What do you think the catch of the day is? So this is my water source. This is my water source. You know, I ain't happy about it. I'm not happy. Well, it doesn't matter. I got a water filter. Yeah, gotta trust in my filter today. Oh, buddy. I am water rich right now, so I am about to get back on the trail. Nice little cool down. Take it all in. Take it all in one more time. Well, looking at home, somewhere that way. Well, let's see what we get. Let's see where we at. Let's see what we get. Oh, buddy. This may be good, may be bad. I don't know. I've been here before, but it's been a while. No, it's not there. It's up here. It's up higher. You know, it's like one of those things where it's like, you know, you haven't been here in a really long time. And it's like, where is it? Where'd it go? Question is, I'm off. It's like, you know what it is? I'm actually off the trail of where it should be. Looking at my GPS, I haven't gotten there, and it's here and to the right. That's what it's saying. It's over here and to the right. Yep. All right. You know what? Hey, you know, there's actually a trail. This is, that's it. I'm just getting attacked by trees. All right, I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna set up. This is not right. This is not the right fire ring. It's not the right fire ring, I don't think. Yeah, it looks right. I'm like, that looks right. See, it's one thing about going to state parks and things that are really, really taken care of, nice travel areas. They usually have designated spots like that for fires. All right, I'm gonna set up. Who the fuck did that? That's just stupid. Somebody tried to burn that. Might make a good seat tonight though. So I'm just getting my food together. for tonight, not for tonight, for like right now. Fuck. Well, got a little while to go. But today is the first time I've been hungry on the trail. On the first day, let me finish that off. Usually it takes a little while getting my equipment together. I use a DSLR camera with a 18 to, that's wrong, with a 10 to 18 mil lens. That's my primary filming lens. While I'm out, it's the lens I always keep loaded on there, and it to get like my quick shots and get my just kind of keeping you guys informed as I go along. I have a 24 prime and a 50 mil prime for my photos when I can get some good landscape shots in. And I have a 55 to 250 zoom lens. When I do get that nice view and I want to reach out and just get something. This particular park, it's kind of hit or miss when it comes down to really needing a zoom lens. But since this is only the first park on my trail, on my weekend out, I brought it with me. Tomorrow will be a different place. I'm just not sure where that is yet. So I'll pick my next location tonight. It's in between St. Joe State Park and Macon Long Branch State Park, which is in Macon County, Missouri. And I'm gonna see what that's like. I may or may not do that particular one because I have a dinghy that I just purchased, and I want to take my dinghy out and do some fishing while I'm out there, because Macon is this particular park is kind of like an island, and I really wanted to get out there and do some floating while I was out there and do some fishing as well. But that is the gist of my camera equipment and kind of my tentative schedule. Quick question. How many of you guys out there do this? Keep an extra plastic water bottle and some of the, some quick to drink, like some Kool-Aid or whatever, some type of quick drink, and you keep one of these bottles because it gives you the proper measurements every time. Let me know. I had another thought. So as I was I was refilling my 2 water bottles and my drink that I'm gonna have with my dinner. And I was thinking, I have the Sawyer squeeze. This is the 64 ounces. And I also had the smallest one. I had the pack of 3, and it comes with the 24, a something something, and a something something else. And I filled up this one and the other one. And after filling up both my water bottles, cooking me something to eat, and this drink bottle, what's in this bag here is all that I have left. And in this, since I'm, pretty close to water. I'm like probably a mile away from some water right now. I'm not in terrible shape. Plus, you know, I got enough to make it. You know, I have the 2 water bottles. I have the 2. I have 2 liters of water. I have 2 liters of water plus this sugary crap. Probably another liter in this bag. Half a liter in this bag. So in this situation, I'm not in dire need. But when I was doing this, I'm thinking like, that's really not a lot of water. If I really had to travel somewhere and I had to travel from the last water source that I came across was a mile away, and say I had 15 miles to go to make it to another point. I mean, yes, this is a lot of water, but at the same time, if something should go awry, is it a lot of water? And the question that I have for everyone out there, if the next time you can get water is questionable, do you double back the mile to get more water before proceeding forward, or do you just kind of play it by ear and go and keep going the direction that you were coming? And the bugs out here today are notorious. The sage that I was burning is gone, and I'm really thinking about burning the fire now to do a little bug control. And I do have some more sage, but I'm gonna save that. I'm getting immune to the bugs now. Plus the mosquitoes haven't come out yet, so I'll burn some more sage when the skeeters come out. Right now it's just the notorious gnats. The winner of tonight's dinner is sweet and sour pork from Mountain House. So far, so good. Pretty sure it has a side of gnat in it. All right, I'm back. Soda gnats. I've eaten. It's about 6 o'clock now. My water. Oh no. It's about 6 o'clock. And the bugs are a little notorious right now. Sorry, I'm about to make some noise. All right. And the bugs are a little notorious right now. So I did not come out with a saw or a big knife, anything to really process wood to make a fire. It's almost summer now, so I really only make fires fall through spring. And usually I'm really not packing anything that needs some serious cooking. The only thing a fire is really good for is keeping away insects. But I found this, which is sage. A stalk like this, it comes in like bigger pieces. I kind of break it off into like threes. And when this burns for about 45 minutes to an hour. And I don't know if I want to burn this now or later. I have a few of them. I come out with a load of them. But since I didn't bring anything to process any wood, I can't burn little sticks to keep the bugs away, so I have to burn sage. So my question for you guys is, when you're out, what do you use for pest control? I use permethrin on my clothes, and I use 100% DEET on skin. Now, granted, I'm not being bitten yet, but it's still early. Mosquitoes will start coming out within the next hour or so. You know, they're a dust type of cretin, and you know, everyone has their own little methods of keeping bugs away. Now, granted, this is really my first camping trip in this weather in a while, so it's going to take me a little bit to get used to them bouncing off of my head. And you know, that's just what they're doing right now. They're really not landing on me as much, but they're definitely bouncing on my head and trying to fly up my nose. But sage, I found, I've been using this for a few years now, and it's worked really, really well. I usually use this even when I'm making fires in the summertime. Even if I'm making fires, I'll use this sage if I'm trying to eat lunch or something. I'm preparing lunch or I'm preparing dinner, and I'm breaking it up, so I'm gonna put it down. And I use it to, I use it as I'm preparing food and as I eat, and it keeps them away long enough so I can eat. And usually what it does, honest truth, what you get when you burn it, say it lasts 45 minutes. It takes about 5 minutes for them to clear out once it starts going, and it takes about a half hour after it burns out for them really to come back in that area where you are. This is my experience with this. Maybe some people may have. In the conditions that I have been in, this is the results that I have found thus far. But it usually it takes about 5 minutes for them to clear out of the area, and about 30 minutes after. As you can see, I'm like getting bombarded, right? If you can see that, I'm getting bombarded right now by gnats. No mosquitoes just yet. There were some horse flies that were out. But just let me know in the comment section of what you guys use for bug repellent, and how does it work for you? Okay, so I ate early today, and I'm not hungry now, but being that it's a little bit after 6, I know I'm going to get hungry again because it's just way too early. I ate around 4, so I probably will get hungry again when it's time to go to bed. Which, being that it's the summertime, being that it's kind of warm out, that ain't the best thing that I found, because you kind of heat up. If the later you eat, you stay warmer longer, and being that it's kind of cool out, not the best thing. Not the best thing that I want to do at this time. Question for you all out there. What do you all like to do when you're at the campsite by yourself? Me, I talk to the camera so I don't feel crazy. That I listen to music and audiobooks. Right now, I'm listening to an audiobook called So You Think You Know History. And there is a lot. The stories in it are short and straight to the point, and it's the nitty gritty of it. And I'm enjoying listening to it. It's not boring. It has a little bit of spunk to it, and it's really nice. I do love history, but I haven't really. I have dove into certain parts of American history, and not all of it. But I'm starting to get more and more in depth with it, or trying at least. One thing I like when you come out here, you can really soak it all in. There's no distractions out here. Coyotes haven't woken up yet, so I'm all right. Hopefully they keep it down tonight. I think I'm gonna have to get in my hammock soon to get away from these bugs. Another question for you guys. Do you guys prefer hammocks or tents? Or do you just like ground dwelling with a tarp? And for people out there that enjoy camping just with a tarp, with no bug net or anything to go with it, how do you do it in the buggy season? What do you do like right now I'm getting bounced on and pounced on by bugs. What do you do in the height of the mosquito season? Gets back to the repellent thing, I guess. What do you use? And right now they're swarming around me. They're just kind of flying around like, man, we wish we can get to them. So the 100% D, it works to a point. They're just kind of annoying me because they're bouncing off of me. But 1 or 2 more sips and probably won't care. Getting back to lunch, or getting back to dinner. Second dinner. I am gonna go, if and when I get hungry again, I am going to have myself some chili ramen and some sweet and spicy tuna. Don't know how that combination is gonna work, but we shall see. We shall see. And I think I'm gonna throw my bug net on in a second because this is getting ridiculous. Man, they really hate me. All right, so this is my last check-in of, I'm actually gonna work on that. All right, so this is my last check-in for this evening before the sun goes down, possibly. Man, look at that. That is the perfect spot. Almost. So I just want to take you around camp for a little bit and show you my little bit of a setup. I will talk about my gear a little bit, but I have to say this every time because this is just how I feel. Don't pay attention to the brands that I'm going to rattle off, because what you have is what you have, and what works for you works for you. I went with certain things for certain reasons, and the reason why I went with certain things, one, is because they were American, and I truly believe in buying American. The only thing that I have, the 2 things that I have right now at this time that aren't American made are my backpack and my hammock. My hammock is a Grand Trunk Skeeter Beeter Pro, which I am planning on upgrading to either a Dream hammock or a Chameleon. It is still early June, and at this time, at the last time I checked the website, Dutch's website, about a week ago, the hammocks still weren't up for sale yet, so I don't know how much they cost or they're going to cost, and so I don't know if I'm going to go with the Chameleon or I'm going to go with the Dream hammock. Both of those are American, so that's what I'm leaning towards, but let's get to it. So, hammock, well, my tarp. My tarp is a Cuben fiber by Hammock Gear. It is just a standard size one in the standard color. Have my down jacket. I always bring my down jacket. I have a video out about everything that I keep in my pack, no matter what the weather is going to be. And the GPS spot that I talked about at one point of always having that. Now I am close to home, and the only reason why I have that out now is for two reasons. One is to keep with the theme of packing what I pack on a normal basis or a regular basis, and it also gives my wife comfort to know where I'm at so I can check in from time to time. All right, can't really get in there too good, but away we go. All right, down sleeping jacket, my sleep clothes. That's just what I have in there right now, so I can strip down and jump in those in time. My pillow. I have my baklava in case I need to wrap up my head in the middle of the night or something. Usually I cover my face up with it depending on what the weather is, because I have really bad sinuses. And sometimes if I have really bad sinuses, and sometimes if the weather is just right, my nose will hurt. And I don't have time for that tonight or in the morning. I want to sleep well. I came out here to sleep well. Amazing. My allergies aren't bothering me yet. See how this plays out for the rest of the night. But I just wanted to check in, let you see my setup before I call it. Yeah, it's getting pretty late. I'm gonna go ahead and call it, and I'll check with everybody in the morning. So, last night was probably the worst night ever. So last night had to be the worst night ever. I had several things come into my camp last night. Like every 2 hours. So I guess today I am going to try to, I'm going to stuff myself. I'm going to have a nice breakfast and try to put last night behind me and try to figure out what's going to happen for the rest of the day. Let's get some breakfast. I'm just getting my stuff together from last night, putting everything away, getting everything kind of organized. And I'm about to have breakfast, but my food bag is way over there, and I wasn't going out there without putting on pants. I had last night, when I was sitting down eating, after I ate dinner, and I was listening to my audio book, I had I saw a tick crawling around on my leg. Now, I treated with permethrin before I left. You know how that goes. So I had one tick crawling on my clothes. So I decided, and it was like right around the area where, okay, I got on the pants, I can show you. So I had these vented open. This one vents from front, this one vents in the back, this side vents in the back. I saw it crawling around. It didn't quite make its way in there, so I was able to get it, kill it. But I checked on my back leg, on the backside, and I ended up having a tick on me last night. Now, it could only had been there for 2 or 3 hours. And that's a stretch right there. So that's the, excuse me, that's the best range I can give it is 2 or 3 hours because it didn't take me that long to get here. The only real brush that I have gone through was going to get to put up the food bag. I've been pretty careful other than that. Today, on the other hand, I will not be venting these pans. So I was going to break a ritual that I have always done since I've been solo camping by myself. And that is when it's breakfast time, I bring my whole pack over so I can kind of get organized as I'm making breakfast, and I can pack as I go, and I can make sure I don't lose anything. And today I was like, for a second, I was going to not do that, and I thought about it, and I was, if you got a system that works, why change that? See how much breakfast, or what am I going? See how much water I have in here. Give me a 16 ounces, and we'll. All right, so oatmeal, coffee, jerky. In the words of Charlie Sheen, winning. Always put your things away as you go. Being out here has a way of getting you sidetracked. Let me know if that happens to you. Well, I'm getting on the move now. It is almost 9 o'clock, and I'm trying to get to the Shady 80. I should make it there in about 30 minutes. We'll see. I have to get water, so it's going to take me a little longer. Check in with you. I just had lunch. It's about 10:30, so it was more like a snack. And I am about to just relax here for about another half hour or so. It's about 10:30. So I'm gonna just relax here for a little bit. Then I am going to hit the trail and make my way to my next adventure. This is just as beautiful as I remember it. Let's go down. Let's get yeah, this is what I came back to see. Yeah, I wanted to get in here last night. Or yesterday. Didn't get a chance to. It's all good though. This is the little pavilion thing that you can have lunch at. Yeah, this is the little pavilion that they have out here. It's a nice little picnic area. People have made fires out here to cook their fish with. Hey guys, thanks for joining me. This is going to do it for this episode of Boogie in Nature, Cuivre River. I'm signing out from Shady 80. Like, subscribe, and leave some comments below. Thanks for watching.